Hey folks, Mark here. As you may know, in the Northwest U.S., this past month or so, we've had nothing but bad weather, and it's been really rough to get any astrophotography in. If you look at the map here, you see there's a little bit of clearing there in Seattle, and we had a little clearing here the other night. So I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 60-second exposures of NGC 7000. The reason I'm making this video is to let you know that even though you get just a little bit of data, it could be fun to see what it turns out to. So I took my pictures with my setup and I processed them in Pixel Insight. I got my master light in Pixel Insight. I processed it a little bit and I turned it into a TIFF. At which point I decided to process it in Photoshop. So here we are in Photoshop, and I have the TIFF from my Pixel Insight processing. Now, as you can see, there's not a lot there, but NGC 7000 is more commonly known as the North American Nebula. And you can see sort of North America here going down to Mexico. And this is 5 60-second exposures. And I'm just wondering whether or not I could get more data out of this. So let me show you what my process was, and we'll go through it just briefly to see whether or not it's worthwhile to come up with some modifications. This is the finished product that I got after manipulating the data. If we look here, here's the original file from PixInsight, and what I did is I adjusted my curves and my levels to bring down the darks and bring up the lights. And then I took and did a little reduction on the stars to bring out a little bit more of the nebulosity that you see here. This is without the stars, and this is with the stars. Of course, it's still a little bit red. It's not a true color shot. It was taken with a Optolong L Extreme narrowband filter, but the object of this game tonight is to say, you know what, I took 5 60-second exposures, I combined them, I manipulated the data, and I was able to get something that's fairly enjoyable to look at and has a bit of recognition. Sure, this isn't a photo I want to put up in a contest, but at least I can share it on Facebook and say, hey folks, even though it's cloudy out, if you have a few minutes of data, you still can get a little bit of information and share it with everyone else. And that's essentially what this video here is for. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing what I did with the data that I have here and finally turning it into what I have here. If you liked the video, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you're interested in seeing more stuff like this. And if you'd like to see my process, which is over here, let me know and we can walk through it together. Other than that, you guys have a good evening, a good winter, and fair skies.